Okay, these are the things I want to talk about in satsang, actually. So I figured, why not make a video really specifically sharing on these things? It's grace inside us. You don't have to call it grace. You can call it your intuition. You can call it God. You can call it whoever your savior is. It doesn't matter. It's a word. It's pointing to this higher intelligence that's in you, that's created you, and then guiding you back to it. And it is you at the same time. But there's a seeming sense of separation because this is the cosmic delusion that we're incarnated in. So it has all the answers. It knows everything, and it's always talking and kind of guiding, but it's a whisper and it's very subtle. Not only that, it can be very paradoxical and contradicting at times. The mind will override it. It'll say, no, that can't be God talking. Why? Because we have conditioning about what God is. We think God's good. God's good and bad and everything and beyond. I really didn't start to make really good progress until this conditioning kind of just crumbled. All my conditioning and concepts about what I thought was good and right and what God is and what spirituality is, until that, it was like that had to get wiped out so I could go back to ground zero and say I don't know anything. This is why I say sometimes that the atheists or agnostics or people who just think spirituality is stupid, that they could be at a better starting point than those who have a head full of concepts and conditioning and think that they know like what's going on and where they're going. Because when you get right down to it, if you want to get to the real truth, the real authenticity, what it really takes to transform, that stuff has to go. So you have this whisper, this silent little, it's not even a voice. It can just be a tendency or an impression or a little nudge or something. It's guiding. But sometimes it might tell you, go do the thing that looks not spiritual so that you can taste the experience, so that you can suffer the experience, so that then you can let the damn thing go. Because the tendency and desire is too strong in you. Then the mind will say, no, that's not spiritual. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just fast harder. I'm going to do more yoga. I'm going to meditate longer. I'm going to go to more retreats so that then this will burn out. Maybe this is more of the ascetic path. Maybe that works for a few people. I've never seen it work. I've been in ashrams, and these people that do that, from my experience of what I saw, they're very restless and uptight, and like, I don't want to be around them. Then you have ascetic path to God, the right-handed path. Then you have left-handed path. It's Tantra. It says, don't run from life, go into life, experience life, transcend it via your experience. This has been my archetype. It's just easier too. It's fun and it's easy and suffering. It's like, okay, I can go do what I want to do, even though I know that that's not like, the highest expression for my being. But the tendencies are there. Like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? So God said, yeah, go do it, man. It's cool. Okay, I'm going to go do it. Sometimes it felt good. Sometimes it didn't. And then at the end, it was just like, this is stupid. And then I didn't have to renounce it anymore. I didn't have to pray, please take it away. No, it's gone. Like, it's stupid. I don't want to do it. That character is like dissolved. Like, it's just out of me. It got burned out of me. So see, grace can work like that sometimes. And as far as spiritual practice goes, you have to find what your spiritual practice is. Your true destiny and dharma has already been downloaded into your mainframe, your being. But because of the show, it has to get revealed. These memories, dormant memories, they have to become awakened somehow. And they will through life experience. They'll become awakened. But I didn't know what my spiritual practice was. I've shared before, I was in LA, I was probably 21. Before then, I was reading different philosophy books and trying different religions. But when I was in LA, I really, because I just, it really, I'm like, I need to quit. I need to find, like, what the hell is my spiritual practice? And I went down the phone book, went to every religion in the phone book back when they had yellow pages. And then I liked SRF, Self Realization Fellowship, and I ended up going to an ashram there. By the way, if any of you are interested, I wrote a book, Autobiography of a Human. It's on my website because I'm talking about that, so I figured why not share that. Also got a book about sexual, preserving our sexual energy. Yeah, I started reading about that. Also, that rang true because I was using like porn and masturbation as a way, as a teen, to escape like drama and stress. But I knew somehow subconsciously it was hurting me though at the same time. It was keeping me small, it was dulling my mind, it was burning up my life force. But it was like abstract. I didn't have anybody to like help me and guide me. They didn't have YouTube then. So then when I read those books, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna try that and see if it works. That's my point. Go try things. Don't just read stuff and then declare like those are your words. Go try it and see. And when I did, I was like, this is cool, but this is hard. So I tried all these different religions and Course in Miracles and just everything. Uh, Hinduism, and read the Shastras and Sutras and Bhagavad Gita and the Quran and Sufi books and just everything I could find. I really liked Yogananda's book, Autobiography of a Yogi, and his book. I really liked his book, The Second Coming of Christ. He had direct relationship with Christ. He would commune with Christ. Christ says, you need to straighten out this Bible, man. Yogananda's like, yeah, it's a little warped, isn't it? He's like, yeah. So then he wrote a different viewpoint on it. So I was trying all these things and reading all these things because I was like, where's my practice? I need to find what works for me. The praying, I don't know. It seems like God don't answer me. Meditation, yeah, but it hurts my neck. Like I don't want to just sit here and, mantras, yeah, I lose my place. I don't know. I get bored and it doesn't do anything. Japa, I lose my count for sure. Sit in the churches, sit and listen to lectures. Yeah, they say a few things. Sometimes that's good. Yoga. Yeah, I like to look at the girls. Oh no, but that's not spiritual. Hurts my spine too. Damn it, what am I supposed to do? So you have to try all those things and then you figure out what you're supposed to do. It just gets revealed to you what you're supposed to do. And grace may tell you, look, first you need to clean up your lifestyle a little bit, your habits. Because even though your consciousness, you're housed inside this physical human form, and that affects the efficiency of your spiritual practice because you're plugged into all this software, mental body, emotional body, physical body. If all your bodies are corrupted and imbalanced, how are you going to be subtle enough to actually get the downloads that you need for the transformation? Yeah, but you can just declare that none of it really exists. Oh, okay, I'll do that. So I don't really have any bodies, and there's nobody here to transform. I don't feel any more peaceful. Okay, that don't work. All right. So then I had to listen to how grace was directing me. This is why I wrote those books. This is why I didn't just write a spiritual book or just only talk spiritual. This is why I have my other YouTube channels too. Beyond the Alchemy, Transcending Shadows. Some ask me why I don't make videos on my other channels because I'm tired. I can't do it anymore. But so I'm the spiritual channel's always been my main channel, but I had to do these other channels too because they're important. It's like ingredients to the whole recipe, because I've tried that. I've tried both sides. I said, I don't care about diet and lifestyle and what I do, but like, I'm just going to do spiritual, just meditate and maybe it'll all go away. Yeah, that didn't work. And then I said, okay, I'm going to be overly focused just on human level. I'm going to just clean my diet up, and I threw everything away in my fridge. I'm just going to fruits and vegetables, and then I'm going to go to the gym, get these gains, and just keep going like that. And then maybe I'll just feel so good. No, then I got super identified and obsessed with the physical form too. Oh no, what's that feeling? Oh no, what's that ache? Oh, I got to fix this. Maybe I need to fast more. So it was a balance. But I did need to clean up my lifestyle to a sufficient degree, come into a semblance of balance, so that then I could hear the more subtle downloads about the spiritual practice. And this is why my True Health book is coming out. I have a really good editor. Props to her. She's good. And so that will be out in a few months. And it's more practical level. I just got a feeling that book's going to probably do pretty good because we get into diet and lifestyle habits, and yeah, it's more, it's less spiritual, more on the physical dimension, because the two go together. This is what I found out. This is what Grace kept telling me, but I couldn't hear because my mind would override and say, no, but nothing, the diet and all that, it doesn't matter. It belongs to the physical realm. Just meditate. Just go beyond all that. Yeah. So you know why? You know why the mind was telling me that? So then I could just keep eating junk. I like nachos, jalapeno peppers. I still do. And I go to Taco Bell sometimes. I get chips and cheese and jalapeno peppers. But I used to like not eat good. And in sexual energy, I like to mess around and go to places and play with the girls. I just like to look at them. And then once they look at me, then okay, thanks. And then do it to the next girl. It's called edging. I get into that. That's why I make that other channel, Beyond the Alchemy. Because these were the things that, how can I have a spiritual practice that's efficient when I'm doing all these other things? My mind is being dulled by the food, or being excessively, I'm getting anxiety and hyper by the foods that I'm eating, because it's deregulating my nervous system, because it takes so much energy to digest this mess. Part of coming into your spiritual nature, you have to balance the you can say the gunas, which is, okay, people say, what is it? Rajas, tamasic, sattvic. Actually, sattvic's an equilibrium of the rajas and tamas. Rajas is dynamic life force, energy. If that gets too dynamic, too excessive, then you're just restless and anxious. Tamasic is dull, inertia. If you get too dull, you're just dull. You're just boring, stupid. You're like, how are you going to get any downloads then? So there has to be a balance to that. When there's a balance to that, then there's sattvic. So that's my brief course about that. So these heavy foods and everything, that would just mess up my equilibrium, and then messing with these playing around, edging and lusting and doing all that, that would also mess me up. And so I got the download, like, you need to like stop that somehow. And I'm like, oh shit, I can't though. Like, it's so strong. At first I was like, cool, I'll just stop it. Oh, whoa, how am I going to stop it? So I had to burn out. I had to hit bottom with these things. When you hit bottom, there's a surrender inside, authentic surrender, where you're like, then your prayer means something. Okay, your prayer, then you can pray. Then I'm like, okay, I like prayer now because it works. Yeah, it works because I'm praying with my whole being. Before I was just praying as kind of like a, God, can you like hook me up, man? Like, life is getting hard. Can you like do something? It's not working. Because my subconscious tendencies and addictions and attachments were so strong that there was no surrender. That has to burn out. Life is suffering. We have to suffer a little bit. There's no way around it. Buddha said that, allegedly. So once, and the two go together. Once my lifestyle habits started cleaning up, then I started to feel intuitively what my spiritual path is. And it's not a set path. I don't belong to any one label, like bhakti yoga or raja yoga or self-inquiry or